Hey everybody. Wow. So I have this collection. It's been in the family. It's actually we have it I have it on a, what is this? VHS. So I'm like, "Oh my gosh, who still has a VCR?" So you know how, like, if you go into the attic or something, little Meemaw stuff. So I pop one in and it's like, "You have got to be kidding me. You have so got to be kidding me. There is no way. This is no freaking way." I want you to look at this clip. So this here is something from the 50s, I believe. Oh, and it's some kind of like a comedy thing. Amos and Andy show. Okay? So it's some kind of comedy thing. And basically, it's like, wow, it kind of threw me because it's the same old soup warmed over. You know, the women are working, and the men pretty much, except for one, I think he drives the cab, but there's like two characters named, one is Kingfish, and one is this guy on the screen. This one here is a guy called Andy or Andrew H. Brown. Yeah. So these two, they don't really have any major jobs, but it's just like today. You got the women working and they walk around dressed, but they don't really do anything. Like I said, except for one, some guy who's a cab driver. But this one here, he's not one who works. He just kind of mills around a little bit. So take a look at this clip again. This here was, I mean, it's been on lockdown and I was going through the old stuff. And so this is on a VHS. This from the 1950s. So look at this. I'm not the most technical person, but I'm going to go ahead and play it, okay? So long story short, the other character is Sapphire. This is her sister. And he has a friend called Kingfish. So Sapphire's sister comes to visit, and she's a teacher, okay? And so she wants to get married. So she basically made up a story about saying she had $10,000 just to get, because she wanted to get married, okay? And it works. So Kingfish, which is Sapphire's husband, hears about it. And so he tells this guy right here, this loser, this one is Andy, I think. Yeah, so anyway, he told this guy, all of a sudden, gee, he wants to get married, y'all. He wants to get married, y'all. So keep in mind, you can see it's black and white. This is very old. And I was able to find it here. But like I said, I came across it in some VHSs in a box. I want you to listen, ladies and gentlemen, dust mics included and dustinas. He or she will have an ear. Let them listen. Listen to this Dusty. Let you know things are the same and a darn thing changed. Check it out. Listen up. It's kind of fuzzy because I'm showing you the picture here, but I'm playing it from my device. Okay, so check it out. So they're about to elope. She's a teacher. He's a bum, pretty much don't have a job, but he stays dressed somehow. He may do some every now and then, I think. But she's a teacher. Listen to what he, who's marrying her for the money, this is what the old dust bucket says to a woman he's about to marry. And you tell me this doesn't apply to 2021. Dust ain't changed. Dust still sucks. Here we go. Fair use.
Yeah, well, it is more romantic that way. But one thing, Hortense, not that it makes any difference, but that $10,000 you say you done accumulated while she was working, you planning on throwing that?
Okay, here we go.
I really hate to elope this way without telling Mama and Sapphire, but George thinks it's best.
Yeah, well, it is more romantic that way. But one thing, Hortense, not that it makes any difference, but that $10,000 you say you done accumulated while she was working, you planning on throwing that in the matrimonial pot, ain't you?
Would it make any difference whether I throw it in or not?
Oh, no. I love you just the same, but it would be good to know that we has that to carry us over the rough spots.
Oh, Andy, we're going to be so happy.
Okay. Oh, and the name of the show, hold on, so I got two things going here. Yeah, I'm sorry, I have to turn my other one off. Okay, so this here is on YouTube. The name of this show was called Amos and Andy Show. Okay, So did you hear what he said? Let me try to go back just a little bit more. Listen to what he's saying to her. He's saying the $10,000 that she worked for.
But I really hate to elope this way without telling Mama and Sapphire, but George thinks it's best.
Yeah, well, it is more romantic that way. But one thing, Hortense, not that it makes any difference, but that $10,000 you say you done accumulated while she was working, you planning on throwing that in the matrimonial pot, ain't you?
Would it make any difference whether I throw it in or not?
Oh, no. I love you just the same, but it would be good to know that we has that carries over the rough spots.
Oh, Andy,
Does that sound like a dust bucket to you? How the heck you gonna inquire about a woman's finances? Do you plan on carrying that over into the matrimonial pot? He don't even have a pot. What man asks a woman that? Do you plan on carrying that? And don't forget, he said not the money that we saved up or that he's worked for, the money that she worked for, she saved up. And I did some research. It looks like this was shut down because, the NAACP, they were so offended. It's showing these black men not working and leading on the women. Well, NAACP, it's 2021, honey. Are you still offended? Are you offended, son? Because I am. And they were saying, it shows in a stereotypical matter. I hate to tell you, it's not a stereotype if the crap is darn true. In the 1950s, black women were dealing with this. He's asking her that she planning on throwing into the matrimonial pot. Did you hear him say what he's going to throw into the pot, what he has to offer? Did you hear anything like that? Please tell me. Did you hear anything like that? Did you hear him say anything about him throwing anything into the matrimonial pot? He didn't. He just said, at least we have something to fall back on. Get over the rough spot. Then what the hell is he there for? This lets you know. That's why, oh my gosh, I really feel for women, especially you, the black women, these mammies, honey. I don't hate you. I feel bad for you because you just blinded by dust. You're going to see what kind of return you're going to get. Oh, you're going to see. Honey, you already in a negative and you don't want to face it. He said the $10,000 that she worked for, she saved up. What the hell has he been doing then? Ain't nothing changed. It's all the same. You talking about doing a little something strange for a little piece of change. These mammas are doing a hell of a lot strange with their little piece of change, supporting these dusties. So he is counting on her. What is he bringing to the table? And now they got the nerve with their old dust bucket behind to ask the black woman what she bringing. Are you crazy? You Dusty, your daddy Dusty, and your granddaddy Dusty too. Y'all better get those dust buckets out and get those vacuum cleaners out and get the dust up out of your house. This is unreal. And it's like, oh my gosh. So I was watching it, I was like, let me see what this is. I was watching it. And I don't know. There's quite a few. I don't have time to watch all of them. I just happen to pull. It's just so funny to me. Out of all the ones I pull this one out. Dust buckets. He's asking her about her money. Or he hasn't said what. You didn't hear in the conversation. I watched this episode. I watched it twice. Like, you gotta be kidding me. Nothing was said like, okay, and I have this, let's pull this together. Nothing was said like that. Nothing was said about them combining resources because he doesn't have any. This is in the 50s. We're in 2021. What's up? Same soup warmed over. It's the same bull crap. He got it from his pappy, and the mammy's holding him up. So when things get rough, you already see the pattern of a black man gonna lean on his woman. And the writers of this show, they're white. So that was a big deal. Black folks didn't write this show, and all of them died broke. I saw that. The writers of the show are what? White. So I'm just trying to understand about this horrible white man. I'm not giving him any props. I'm just speaking truth. And if it doesn't apply, let it fly. If you a dust, your behind is bust. You need to just bust the hell on up away from a decent woman's life. Ladies, take notes. If you got some dustinas, you better wake the heck up. But stop and think. White men wrote this. That's what I read when I did some background on it. This wasn't written by black writers. And it started out as some kind of, I guess, like before they had TV, a kind of radio thing where I think they would like read a script over the radio, and then people would tune into the radio, and that's how a lot of shows started. And then came television in black and white. But it started out, I guess they would read the script, different characters, and it was like they just had like some white guys reading from a script, and then this became into a television show. But here's the thing: the white guy that wrote this, the white men that wrote this at the time, do you think it's possible that they've always seen these dust? We've always had these dust buckets around. Or B, maybe those white guys were so powerful, they wrote this show, and then for some reason they had some kind of fairy dust, and they put on the entire black culture, and we just happened to, we just became mesmerized and lived that way. Where the women are just working and carrying the men. Or maybe, just maybe, the ones that wrote the show wrote it from observation, wrote it from what they've seen. Maybe. You all tell me. So the white guys wrote the script. This is in the 50s. It's 2021. Something in the milk ain't white, and something about the black community ain't right. In the 50s, Dusty then, and you understand Dusty now. It's like a generational curse. Some of the things I see with our people, I hate to say this as a black person, and I love who I am. I love my people. I love all good people, but you know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm some kind of hateful person, though. And I look at some of these black men. I see some black women. I don't know what more to tell you. I'm to the point I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. Do whatever hell you want to do. But I see some right now trying to have businesses, and the opportunities are being ruined, but they just gotta have a hood rat hanging around. They gotta have a Dusty, and opportunities just pass because of that Dusty. Ladies, if you're trying to have a business and trying to network, keep in mind the person in your life is a reflection of you. So you got a Dusty that want to show up at a business function in his tennis shoes and his ghetto gear, thinking he fly. You're not like a darn fool. He's standing out, and the way he presents himself, it could be a lucrative business deal not coming your way because you deal with that Dusty. At this point, I can't feel sorry for it because too many black women on these YouTube channels would try to tell you behind. You won't listen. Deal with the dust if you want to. You're going to see where it's going to get you. There will not be a return on the investment. I have, and again, this is just my preference, and that's me. So I'm not downing all black men, but anybody that knows me know how I roll. That's my option. I've left a relationship, more than one, and I'm sorry to say, I'm like, well, I left with this business here. That's who helped me. Then I had got this business started while he worked and paid the bills. Still have that going. Oh, this one helped do that. You better wake your ass up, and pretty quick. If a man is not beneficial to you, don't. A person just said to me recently, "Oh, I see how you operate." Caucasian person. I said, "Yeah." I said, "I've already lived in West Palm Beach and did all that." And I said, then I came up with a plan just to see if it worked. Is it possible? And that's the kind of person I am. I want to see if it's something to it. I said, here's a plan. I did it. Not because I was poor and stuck in poverty. And trust me, I'm definitely not rich, so don't even think I'm going there. I said, just to see, because somebody else did it. I said, here's the thing about it. I've been around people and still am a lot of times. They definitely have more money than me. But you know what I do? I listen. I listen, do research, think about it. Let me give it a shot. So you Dustinas and your mammies, you don't want to listen. And that's fine, do you? We're gonna see what kind of return you're gonna get on that relationship. Do an inventory right now. The ones that now I'm not talking about if you got a decent black man. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about dust. Know the difference. It could be a dusty white boy. I've seen Becky. She pulled up one on. He was cute. It's a cute dude, and he kind of looked like one of those country guys back in the day. I remember. I said, "Oh yeah, oh yeah." I remember. Dude reminded me, but he looked a little better. But he had a similar version that Toby Keith got country dude back in the day. Big country, cornbread country. Yeah, she picked up one of them Becky because he's so fine and he's so hot. But he didn't like to work a lot. He ended up quitting his job. And guess what happened? They got divorced and Becky had to pay him alimony. Trailer Park Trash and got one over on you. So this right here, I saw this. I had to share this. I was like, oh my gosh. So I found this, like I said, this was on a VHS, but I found it here. And it was called The Amos and Andy Show. And the episode was Sapphire's sister. So as you can see, let's go one more again. This is in the 50s. Look at his big round melon head. Nothing has changed. It's all the same. Dust.
Well, it is more romantic that way. But one thing, Hortense, not that it makes any difference, but that $10,000 you say you done accumulated while she was working, you planning on throwing that in the matrimonial pot, ain't you?
Would it make any difference whether I throw it in or not?
Oh, no. I love you just the same, but it would be good to know that we has that carries over the rough spots.
Oh, Andy, we're going to be so happy.
Okay, so he's Andy. No, honey, you're going to be so broke and worn out with your hair falling out. Ladies, take note. It's not a joke. So we got to spread the message. People can like, give a dislike, unsubscribe. I do not care. Do you? It's fine, boo. Thanks for watching. We got to spread a message. This isn't anything new. What these Dusties are doing is not temporary. What some of these black men, I think they're thinking, I'm going to be there for my man and we're going to get through this. No. Look, no. Baby boy, baby girl. Baby boy, he's dust. His daddy was a boy, was full of dust. His granddaddy, his grandpappy, and on and on. That dust is generational. It is a curse. What's happening right now? Oh, baby boy, remember him? Remember the movie? Negro about 19, 20 some years old on a bike. But the woman had the what? Car. He put some brakes on it and thought it was his. Really? Because you put some brakes on it, you think it's your car? Baby boy, remember that movie? So this here, for the ones thinking, oh, right now we're just going through something as the group, as a race. This right here was in what? Not in the 50s? I think like 1951, somewhere in there. What's the excuse now? We're still going through something. It's dust. He's dust. His daddy was a dusty, and his granddaddy is super dusty. It ain't nothing new under the sun. We're in the same state, and I mean state of mind. I mean the state like conditioning. We're in the same state. It's just a different date. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, share. I had this planned for Monday, but I'm like, no, I can't wait. I got to get these out today. Okay? Thanks for watching. Don't forget, nothing's changed. We're not this temporary. The state that we're in right now in the community is not temporary. This is the same state of mind. The same state, the same kind of place. It's only a different date. And I'm out.